Hey guys, what's up? Today I have a UU match. This one is a big ass stall war against this guy. That's literally his name. Um, Cautionary tale, basically, because back when Shoddy was where PO is now, I would run Scar and Blist on like 9 out of 10 of my teams. And I would play a lot. And I would always lose to hacks because if you're gonna sit there for, 10, 15, 20, a million turns, you're going to get critted. And that is going to ruin your day. So when you win, you wasted a bunch of time because you just sat there switching around and recovering. When you lose, you're super pissed off. When you do this on Wi-Fi, that's just a whole fucking bunch of bullshit. So I almost didn't battle this guy, seeing his team. Um, but I figure give it a try. So yeah, if you do this against most people, including myself, and after like 20 turns, it's not really going anywhere, I'm probably just gonna leave. And yeah. So I do go for the earthquake. I'm gonna go for the outrage here, just thinking maybe he won't attack. Maybe thinking I'll switch out or something. But I do get the crit on the outrage, which, as I said, crits are gonna ruin stall every single time, and that's what happens, and that's perfect. I did have my adamant choice banded Bouffalant, who can hit for about 55 to 70% on his head charge, so that would have been an option a little bit down the road too if he wasn't at like completely full HP. I could knock him out. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to be locked into Outrage. He's going to go into Swampert, and he is going to Stealth Rocks. He's going to barely live, so that was kind of risky. He could have died there very easily, so he probably shouldn't have done that. But I'm guessing he doesn't have Ice Beam, and because he goes for the rest, he probably has, Scald and Earthquake. But yeah, I almost took out his Swampert too. He was kind of putting it a little close there. But he's going to switch out to his Melodic. I am going to just basically stay in and outrage as much as I can because I really, really do not care about this Flygon. It's not that useful because most of his team can just, take hits. And the only thing that really can't is like this Melodic, but as soon as it, goes to sleep, which I'm assuming it does have rest, because I'm guessing his Hitmontop, and I already know his Swampert have rest, and then um, his Togekiss is probably gonna have Heal Bell. So he switches back out to Swampert, and I hit him with an Outrage, and that does quite a bit more than last time. So yeah, I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna switch out because I'm just like, okay, that he's gonna be asleep. He probably doesn't have Sleep Talk because he has Stealth Rocks, so that would be annoying because then only one of your attacks would be useful. Well, Stealth Rocks is useful, but not after the first try. So he's going to switch into his Hitmontop as I switch into my Shaman. Not sure why he even went to Swampert in the first place. He's going to switch out to his Togekiss. I'm pretty sure he won't want to stay in because there's not a whole lot he can do to me. So I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. And he does go into his Togekiss, and that does quite a lot of good. A lot more than a Seed Flare would do. I mean, a Seed Flare, I don't think it would have done all that much damage. Probably a little bit more than Leech Seed, but Leech Seed is better because it's recovery. I'm going to switch up to my Empoleon here because I'm hoping that this thing's not, like a Scarf or whatever. But he does go for the Heal Bell. And of course, that means he's not Scarf. Well, he could be Scarf, but you see here he is Lefty, so he's definitely not Scarf. But I got my Empoleon for free. I didn't want to take an Air Slash, and Empoleon can definitely take Air Slashes like way better than a Shaman can because it resists instead of weak, and it's got better special defense. So here he's going to switch out. I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks just because you always want to get Stealth Rocks up, especially against stall teams because they're going to be switching around. Like, he's already switched, like 10 times in this battle, and this is like, turn 15 or something. So he spent most of the battle switching. That's another thing. You can't, this is why you get hacks when you play stall, because most of the time you're either switching, using, Recover, Roost, Wish, Soft Boil, whatever, or laying up hazards or using like Toxic or Thunder Wave or Seismic Toss in the case of Skarmbliss. So you're not going to get crits. Another thing too is I used to get frozen a lot and lose a wall because of that. You can't freeze if you're not using Ice Beam or Ice Punch. So, anyways, I'm in here with Shaman. I'm going to go for the Seed Flare because I figure even if he wants to go out to his Togekiss, that's still going to do nice chunk added in with the Stealth Rocks. But he does decide to go to his Hitmontop. and I do get the special defense drop, so I know I can hit him again and kill him. And I'm pretty confident he's going to want to switch out and not lose his Hitmontop. And he is going to switch out, and I'm going to predict that and go for the Leech Seed once again. Because, you know, Togekiss will need to now switch out unless he wants to be taking tons and tons of damage. But seeing this opportunity that he's either going to switch or most likely Roost and not, like, go for the Air Slash, I'm going to switch out to Flygon. I don't think Air Slash would really necessarily kill, but again, if it did, it's not a terribly huge deal. Flygon already took out 2 Pokemon, so it's done its job. So, yeah. So, I'm going to go to Flygon. He does Roost, and that's perfect because now, you know, he didn't hit me and didn't do any damage. Well, Thunder Wave would have worked too, but I figured he might want to go for that because I switched into Empoleon last time, and Air Slash wouldn't be as good as an option. But paralyzing it is a decent option. But I go to Flygon, and I get that Leech Seed recovery, which is perfect. Now I know he's going to switch because he doesn't want to be taking hits. So I'm going to go for the Roost, knowing that whatever he switches into really can't touch Flygon, like, at all. Like, he was mad about that first crit on his Deoxys because he's like, oh, you know, I could have stalled you out, you know, with pressure and recovered and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but dude, I have other Pokemon. Like, so, you know, I could have just Leech Seeded you, forced you out, entry hazard damage. And I mean, again, it would have been a lot worse dealing with 3 laser spikes, but crits are gonna ruin stall. I just got a nice early crit, which helped me out immensely. He's gonna rest talk on his Melodic. He is going to get the Scald, but he's not gonna get lucky twice in a row and get the burn as well, which is pretty nice. Because, yeah, I'm using Outrage. I do have Draco Meteor on this, but, you know, actually, judging from him being, like, taking hits this well, I'm thinking he might just be fully physically defensive, and that would probably hurt him a lot. So, I'm not really sure on that. I'm pretty sure his Swampert's not fully physically defensive. His Hitmontop probably is. I think his Deoxys is most likely mixed. And I think his Togekiss might be fully specially defensive. I'm not really sure. Whatever. I'm in Outrage, and I'm going to just go for it again. And it's not going to work out. I'm going to hit myself in Confusion as he switches into the Hitmontop. Wouldn't have done a whole hell of a lot. But, yeah, I'm going to switch out here. I'm pretty sure he's going to Rapid Spin or Rest. So I'm going to go to my Victini. I'm going to take a lot of damage, but I figure I can get in here relatively safe. He does go for the Rapid Spin. Doesn't really do a whole hell of a lot of damage. And I'm in here ready to really screw him. He's going to switch out to his Swampert, which, yeah, should, you know, basically be dead. But I'm going to hit him with a Side Shock. He was expecting the V-Create, most likely. And that's going to do a nice amount of damage. And I'm just hoping that this second Side Shock will kill. It should be able to. I mean, the last one just did like 30-something%. So he's just barely over 25. So that should be able to kill him. And it does. So that's perfect. So now I'm like really breaking through his team. He's going to send in his Chandelure. I figured from the outset this was probably the only thing scarfed on his team and the only thing offensive. So I'm going to switch to Empoleon. Because if he's scarfed, he outspeeds me, because I'm obviously Life Orb. So I'm going to switch to my Empoleon, and that Shadow Ball is really going to do nothing, because, you know, it's an Empoleon, and I resist it. But here he's going to show me he's actually not scarfed by going for the Flamethrower, which is okay. I'm like, that's not a big deal. I guess I set up my rocks again, because they'll be useful against this and his Togekiss and stuff. But now I sort of don't want to stay in, because I'm kind of worried, but I figure I can take another Flamethrower at the very least. I mean, Empoleon, yeah, is nice against his Melodic especially, but I want to get a Scald off, and I know that'll do a lot of damage, right? But he does switch and goes to his Hitmontop. Not really sure why. I guess maybe he thought I'd roar or something. But even then, why would he switch? He could have just attacked me. But I do get the burn, which is perfect, because that means it's going to cripple him. However, not really. Because here, he's faster than me. I have, like, 67 base speed. He has 70. And so he's going to outspeed me. And I know he has rest. So I'm going to switch it back to my Victini. Get in for free as he goes for the rest. And going to make that burn irrelevant. So, yeah. And up goes his HP. At this point, I'm thinking Victini basically can get a free kill on pretty much anything. But he's going to go into his Togekiss, and this Life Orb Psyshock is really not going to do all that much. I mean, I know Togekiss's base defense is pretty nice, but I'm pretty sure that's got to have some investment for it to take it that well. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm a straight special attack Victini with Life Orb, so that should do a little bit more than that did. I almost went for the Thunder, but I'm like, if he stays in, then that's kind of screwed. Because he knew I only had one hit left, and he might think he could take the Psyshock, but whatever. I'm going to go to my Metacham. I could have went for the trick here. I was sort of hoping he would send in his Chandelure to take the high jump kick. That's why I went for the Thunder Punch. But he doesn't, so that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, if I had went for the trick, that would have been really nice. That's another thing, too, to his Deoxys defense, which, again, was the biggest sort of defensive threat to my team. I could have tricked it. He probably wouldn't have seen it coming. He probably would have just been like, oh, I'm getting desperate. And I just would have tricked him. And even if I trick anyone on his team, they all have leftovers. So, Choice Scarf hurts them all. But, yeah. So, I switch into my Shaman. I'm going to go for the Seed Flare. I do get the special defense drop once again, which is pretty handy, considering, it's a 40% chance. Another thing, too, is I haven't missed one yet. So, that's pretty good. But I'm just going to go for the Seed Flare again. I'm pretty sure nothing can really take a Seed Flare. I mean, probably a Chandelure can. But now that I know he's not scarfed, he's probably more defensive than anything because he's leftovers. It could be Life Orb or Expert Belt, but no, he's leftovers, so he's probably a little more defensive. Here you see I'm actually faster than him, which shouldn't be happening because I have no speed investment. So he should be faster than me if he had max speed, but he clearly does not. I'm going to get the special defense drop on the Earth Power as well, which was unnecessary because obviously another Earth Power is going to do a ton of damage. But the unfortunate part is it's going to make me think maybe I can take him out of the Seed Flare, and if he switches into his Togekiss, that'll be bad. But I probably shouldn't have worried about that because, I mean, I probably outspeed his Togekiss too because he's probably got no speed investment. So I could have just hit that with a Seed Flare. So I should have just Earth Powered again. But, again, like if I didn't get that special defense drop, I would have Earth Powered because I would have been like, there's no way Seed Flare kill. It comes close, but it doesn't quite kill. But whatever. Shaman dies. Now I'm going to go into my Metacham and finish off this battle because everything dies to a Thunder Punch. So, like I said at the top of the program, stalling, I don't know, I played stall for so long, and just, if you want to stall, that's fine. Play the game however you want to play, but please do it on PO or Shoddy or a simulator where turns take 5 seconds instead of, 30. It'll reduce your headache, because especially if you lose to hacks, which is, like I said, the main way you're going to lose, it'll be less of a waste of everybody's time because it'll take 5 minutes instead of half an hour. So that's the battle. I got a lucky crit on the second turn. Would have happened eventually. I think he only attacked me 5 times. I mean, other than Rapid Spin, he used Scald on his Melodic with Rest Talk. He used Flamethrower and Chatterball on a Chandelure. And I honestly think that's it. Everything else was, Heal Bell, Recovery, Switching Out, Rest. I'm pretty sure that's it. I think he only attacked me 4 or 5 times. So, again, you're not going to get crits, you're not going to get hacks if you're not using attacks that can. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow.